Hello, everybody. I've started this channel and this playlist to be about craft coffee. It's because the last several years I've traveled all over the country and even some places internationally, trying out different craft coffee roasters pretty much on my own during my travels. That's the thing I do is to go to them for breakfast in the morning to try them out, and then for in the evening at night is I like to go to craft breweries. There's plenty of YouTube videos, information, apps, and whatnot that are available for connecting people with craft breweries. However, there just simply is not enough information to really connect people with craft coffee roasters. So that's kind of my intent behind this. Um, One thing I'll let you guys know from the very start is that there's so many different roasters out there. There's a lot to choose from. I'm just going to give information on the ones I've been to and that I've tried out that I've really enjoyed, and also kind of narrow it down different fields of based off what they're good at versus maybe the others are better at. We're in an era where the subscription services are becoming more common, and that's helping people get more access to these different roasters, which is pretty good that they come out and deliver like one a month or whatever. So, wanted to introduce that. Let's see, to get you started off with, first off, I'm not going to be reviewing what these cafes and these roasters do when it comes to espresso. I'm not that kind of drinker. That kind of that's that's in a little bit different category. Do they make espresso? Do they make these different coffee drinks? Absolutely. However, my intent is to really kind of give basic baseline coffee drip, pour over, press, whatever your style is. Personally, I do prefer press. French press is my go-to. Everybody's got their own flavor profile of what they like, what they don't like, that they kind of go to. So I'm just going to put the information out there that everyone kind of pick their choices. But let me first off start by saying that before I get deeper into this and this channel, first off start by saying in the field of craft coffee, there's a couple different things. Is first off, there's flavored coffee. And flavored coffee is basically they take the coffee beans and they spray it with a certain taste, you know, like pumpkin spice, let's just say, which is common this time of year, the time of recording. That they spray it with that, then they grind it up, and then they sell it. Versus, you've got some others, and I've got them right here. Here's one, for example, I'm going to be reviewing these guys. These guys are out of Pagosa Springs, Colorado, and ski town, middle of nowhere. They are really good. This is a single origin. Single origin means that it originates from one farm, one growing region that the beans come from, and there's a wide variety of these. This one just happens to come from Mexico, and this particular thing here I've got in my hands is meant for a backpacking slash hiking pour over kit. So someone could take one of these on the go and have it up and for their breakfast in the morning while they're backpacking or hiking. Now the next one I got here also from the same coffee roaster. Now this is a blend. What blends are is that they are a blend of different single origins. So it's maybe like say Mexico, Colombia, Costa Rica blended together, some of which are roasted at different temperatures that they blend together to make a blend, and these account for the vast majority of coffee that's out there. It is blends and not single origins. Single origins are few and far between. My personal opinion, people can disagree with me on this. I've tried so many different craft coffee roasters over the last several years that after a while, no matter which roaster they come from, the same single origins do taste about the same. that blending and flavors really kind of make them stand out from the crowd. I personally have my own preferred single origins that I go to. However, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into specifics on different countries and growing regions. There's an entire book, I'm going to put a link here below, about called Craft Coffee and Menu, which is really good. And I keep that on my shelf as reference for anyone wanting to pull that up and look all the ins and outs so they know what flavors they're kind of getting at. So I'm also a Scotch drinker. Anyone who's a Scotch drinker can really relate is that you got single malts and then you got mixed malts. And mixed malts are a blend of single malts. However, with coffee, it's a little more different than that, is that single malts, there's a huge variation of in terms of their ingredients, the way they're casked and whatnot, versus single origins coffee. They're on from one particular growing region. There's not that much variation as much as, say, single malt Scotch versus blends. Blends is a different story. Most of these places I'm going to be reviewing do have really good blends. The other thing with craft coffee, part of what got me into it, and I got my friends into it in the process, is that it will change your mind forever when it comes to good decaf coffee. 90% of decaf coffee out there is decaffeinated using a really nasty process, I might add, in using different chemicals like formaldehyde and whatnot, versus craft coffee, which is only 10% of decaf coffee out there. It is used a Swiss water process to decaffeinate it, and you can taste the taste difference. I was just at a craft coffee roaster this morning during Colorado that had their 3 different coffees available drip, and they're charging like $1 refills, and like 2 of them were single origin regulars, and then one was the decaf. I'm gonna be honest with you, their decaf was the best of the 3. The some of these you really can't. If you try to do a blind taste test, you may not notice the difference. A lot of people out there, including myself, we prefer to drink decaf coffee for various different health reasons, and that's nobody else's business. I've got family that's like that too, but they were not really kind of keen on drinking decaf coffee until I introduced them to craft decaf. So that's kind of my intent behind this. I'm going to talk about just primarily ones that I've been to, I've got first-hand knowledge of. Most of these are mom and pop businesses, and a lot of them are up and comers. I mean, some of these are really hole-in-the-wall places that I've been to. Some are kind of big. A few don't even have cafes yet. They kind of outsource it. So I kind of want to do for craft coffee like exists with craft beer. And at the same time, I'm going to put some side here and there information on different places in the process. Whether it's like, I went to Honey Place while in Durango, Colorado. I like honey in my coffee. Everyone's a little bit different on that, but I think it makes a better cup of coffee. And kind of pinpoint some of these little niche places here and there to kind of add to the greater body of knowledge. Thank y'all.